You are watching Xirtus.
Oh yeah, coronation and corona.
Yeah, they share the same root. And then when we had like King
Sun.
Charles in not what is it, coronation, there was an appearance by the Grim Reaper, um, which was called Death's Shadow. So that was just another thing to add to the pile as far as I was concerned.
Wow. Brutal. And a blue carpet. You know, I always think of a red carpet for they roll out the red carpet, but
Right. Oh my God, I didn't even think about that. Good catch.
the
Uh,
Dead Sea Scrolls, yeah. The
yeah,
Holy See is also the Holy See is the Vatican. So
yeah, we were all scrolling after enduring COVID, ushered into a digital underground. We also had a rise in shadow bans, and
hmm
a shadow is one of the most ancient symbols of death, places of the dead where shadowy and dead or where the dead were described as shadows. So to me, that all was like further,
then
further.
everyone was trying to integrate their shadow. I mean, you know, like the
Yeah,
shadow is the part of you that was let loose during COVID when everyone was at home and they didn't go to work and you could just be whoever you wanted to be and there was no one there to watch you. You were all of a sudden released as your own shadow.
yeah, and the collective like failed to integrate any of their. They all were projecting it out to the left or out to the right, like projecting their shadow onto the other side.
Ego death.
Mm.
Yeah.
I feel like synchronicities really ramped up after COVID. Um, we also had like the rise of RFK Jr. And like I don't think I went into that though, but I think there was something very symbolic about like the horse dewormer with horses representing psychopomps and kind of like dreams, and RFK having a horse voice, like horse. And he used to do talks about addiction too. So taking this back from Mike Lindell being a crackhead, RFK was like a heroin addict, and he said that the way that he discovered God was through Jung's synchronicity.
We
And
have a group called the Kitchen Sink. That's an older sync group, you know. And so the sync book, the sync press, sync tank, the kitchen sink, and the sinkhole. There's all these different sync groups that have existed for ages. So they were having a really big problem with, you know, like Secret Sun was having a really big problem, Christopher Noel, with Trump and with at the time, you know, and I don't want to put words in his mouth because he's been on this show a number of times. He's awesome. But at the time, I was very concerned about how the group of synchronicity and synchro magicians could be misused by the deep state. And so there was an indexing and a pausing of the group for a long period of time. And our friend Alan Green, Abedesson, who was part of the Sync Press and has done 2020, a great documentary, Secrets in Hindsight is 2020.
mm-hmm.
He deleted, I think, the kitchen sink group, and then we've rebuilt it, or maybe they deleted any inactive user. That's what it was. So a lot of people were lost from the sync group, but one of their big hatreds, I think, was Elon Musk, and it was really interesting that at that point, of all things he did, he brought in a kitchen sink, you know,
Wow.
let that sink in. And so I've always wondered about that, even just, you know, from the meta of synchronicity. It might not be that he did this completely in knowing, but I wouldn't be surprised because apparently he reads weird books. I would not be surprised if he got his hands on the sync book.
That's so funny. Yeah, there's no like mistake with him and all his sync. Let those sink in.
No
Me.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, meme magician is strong, right?
Mm-hmm. Um, I don't, yeah. So this was like, COVID happened during an election year. Elections are always on leap years. We associate leap with frogs. Frogs croak. Croaking is a euphemism for dying. There was a viral plague of frogs that happened during that 2020 election.
Liz Crokin.
Yeah.
What? All these years later, I never thought of Crokin. Dude,
Yeah. We had
you catch I don't know how you catch these, and I don't know how I don't, but like, my God, croaking, so good. It's so good. What?
She was the
Also,
one.
for some reason, I was just already getting. How did I not think about the fact that every election year is a leap year? I never thought about that, but of course, duh. I mean, that's insane.
Yeah. Like I don't know. I didn't know if like the boiling the frog was definitely a theme in 2020.
Right.
Liz Crokin was the one that exposed the Pizzagate, and pizza
Yeah.
was actually first created like right near Hades. I think the first pizza was ever made near Lake Avernus, which was like the mouth of Hades.
Wow.
And then I don't know. Alex Jones kind of talks like he has a frog in his throat too. He was screaming about the gay frogs, but that was just kind of my like frogs are also meta, right? Because they have like a full metamorphosis. They make a full transition.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Isn't it Bale or something? Like has a frog. The demon in the Goetia has the Trump cat frog looking spider thing. You know what I mean? This guy. This is Bale or Bal. You know, he's got this frog head. Is one of the yeah. Seems like there's something to that for sure.
Yeah. So the underworld is often described as a labyrinth of red tape, judges, and process. Hades, Sheol, the Duat, DC could be an acronym for death certificate. It represents the soulless administration machine, a modern Osiris presiding over the land of the dead. Just kind of goes back to like how, I mean, it could only be this bad if they tried, right? Like they are there's no way any of these like government offices could be. I mean, it takes like 30 years, right? It takes like half a lifetime for someone's like a Supreme Court judgment to be made, or like the DMV is just a literal joke. The post office, like all of these government, oh my God, don't get me started on the IRS. Like don't try.
Right.
Yeah, like it's.
Which is a major point of some of these, like Beetlejuice for sure, kind of shows this DMV kind of thing with the IRS. And yeah, the show recently, Chaos or whatever, the one with Jeff Goldblum as Hades, kind of seems like similarly like an IRS thing. And yeah, also the Risk Cutters, a love story. Tom Waits, the angels kind of seem like the IRS, I would say, like more than anything.
Yeah. I mean, because I remember on Beetlejuice when she said like suicides get sent to work like bureaucratic jobs in the underworld. And I've thought about that work in my own job many times.
It'd be the worst. Oh no.
Here I was just going into like Oz is related to the green god of the underworld, Osiris. COVID was announced by Tom Hanks in Oz, which is a prison colony, or it started as a prison colony. Trump appointed TV Dr. Oz for Medicare service. Trump has also made all sorts of claims and a desire to purchase Greenland. So I was just bringing all the green back to Osiris.
Right. And green Osiris. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's green. That's pretty sure. And then it's under ice. Greenland's under ice.
Yeah. Here was another weird thing. Like we've had so many presidents captured with like flies on their face.
Totally. This was crazy.
Yeah. And in the show Westworld, which is like the West is symbolic of death, Western civilization. The West Wing is like a theater of the undead. Flies are messengers of rot, decay, and the presence of death. And we've had like, just in the characters in Westworld, when a fly would land on their face, they weren't programmed to like respond. And so they would just sit there as a fly crawled up and down their face. And all these presidents have had, like, I couldn't imagine a fly being on my face and not like noticing and freaking out.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, all these people had flies on them.
They're like corpses made of feces that they can just fester. Yeah, it's a serious sign that something's wrong.
Yeah. So after COVID, the mushroom use exploded. There was all sorts of mushroom products being advertised everywhere, like mushroom coffee, mushroom supplements, and like all like people taking psilocybin on everything, like a little bit of mushroom chocolate. It feels like everyone I know, like even just like total like housewives are taking a little mushroom chocolate Saturday night. So it just feels like, yeah, mushroom.
It's just about anything they offer you on TV, I guess,
Yeah, mushrooms grow out of shadows. They emerge from rot, darkness, and decomposition and transform death into life.
Yeah, and we're part of this. I mean, if there's an Akashic record, it might be through mushrooms holding on to memories that we are receiving. It might be a big part of it, like the Avatar tree. But all of our trees are really just nutrient planted by mushrooms. We and trees, the whole system, humans and plant life, are kind of in the hands of the psilocybin, or any kind of mycelium, but probably psilocybin because it's the one with the highest neurotransmitter rate.
Yeah, they're the neural network of the universe. So then this is taking it back to like, I don't know where I was going with this. The underworld is related to madness. When time breaks, the mind follows, and we had like the Q clock. I don't know how I don't know if you followed like the QAnon. There was like a clock related to it, and so everyone was looking at timestamps to be like, when did he post this, or this came at this time, and there was, and again, like the underworld in Alice in Wonderland had to do with like tea time, which T equals time in this matrix, but like the Mad Hatters went mad because of Mercury. So I was just bringing it back to that kind of madness, like the collective madness that we've all had since COVID, like making connections and stuff.
Yeah, I'd like to look more into the Q clock, but we had some people in this, let's say, in the Tartary Nova, the recent Tartarians, who were pretty Swiss clocked about it. Interesting. Wow. This picture here on the side here of Dante's Inferno, kind of the Samsara Dante's Inferno over the linear accelerator at CERN.
Yeah. So
interesting.
During Jimmy Carter's funeral, Melania wore a blouse which depicted Circle 2, Canto 5 of Dante's Inferno. It was in a relief decorating Rodin's bronze portal, the Gates of Hell. And so I was just going back to the Gates of Hell and how kind of the Hadron Collider resembles Dante's Inferno.
Meow.
So like Trump's inauguration was a weird one too. It was like the coldest inauguration in like 40 years. He had to bring it indoors, but it was very like Saturnian.
The Saturn hat on Melania.
Melania.
Oh yeah, you say this even on your report.
A Saturnian hat. And then there was like, and Melania had a black hand depicted, which in the occult, like a black hand is indicative of someone who dabbles in the underworld. Then we had like a weird thing with Carrie Underwood. There was like a glitch during the inauguration, which caused her to sing a cappella, which put another like cap word in there because Trump is associated with so many caps, the MAGA caps and the Capitol, and she had to sing a cappella and like Saturn's. Yeah, do you see that? Like the black hand.
Watch Xirtus.